bastards belong to me.
A new run every week. Beautiful hair called Rana from Gabriel. And that's the unholy roller. I want to kill you. You're gonna die, Sexton. And that's yeah.
You are looking at the aftermath of another incredible Fright Night 2002. Thanks for joining us. Steve Prazak along with Jim Barnett. Oh no, it's Dan the Dragon Wilson. My bad. It's Halloween time. It's a festive time. Although, taking a look at the ring, this looks like anything but festive. Of course, this perennial, this annual event, blood spilled everywhere. Barbed wire. Yeah, we had barbed wire baseball bats, barbed wire brass nuts, barbed wire boards. This is beyond the realm of... Put that down. Put that down. Don't get any ideas there, Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of Fright Night 2002, which is, of course, not going to be shown anywhere near television because it's far too graphic, far too violent, far too grotesque. The end of an era. The Rick Michaels versus Rain Man saga finally came to a close in the first ever NWA Wildside barbed wire match. You can own that match exclusively on the Fright Night 2002 two-video home video package set.
However, for the next 3 weeks, here on Wildside Television, assorted highlights of an amazing Fright Night 2002. Let's quit talking about it. Let's do it.
Oh, no, he wouldn't be in this matchup. He'd be eating these individuals.
Blatant choke on Kid Kool, trying to choke the life out of that poor little guy. Sal Rinauro and Scotty Smooth now cooperating. This, in all honesty, should not last too long with cooperation here at all. But that's precisely what they're doing. Looks with Michael Adryan still at ringside here. This ain't pretty. That was kind of pretty.
Scott E. Smooth has been eliminated. We're down to the final two here.
And the final two is the same as the first two. Kid Kool and Sal Rinauro. Big fist to that noggin of Sal Rinauro. And a big knee to the midsection of Kid Kool. And the warring factions of G-rated going at it. Proverbially tooth and nail here. With a junior heavyweight championship match in the offing.
Sal Rinauro!
Oh my!
Pump handle Michinoku driver.
There's no 3 count. If his brain was as big as his nose, he'd realize that.
Well, I stand corrected on the praise I was giving the ability of Rinauro earlier. He done his homework on his opponents, but he didn't do his homework on the rules of the match.
I sure hope stupidity is painful.
Reversal there. Rinauro hangs on to the ropes. Oh, Kid Kool goes over but lands on the apron.
Sal thinks he won the match. But Kid Kool slightly on the apron. No one's been eliminated here. Both participants have gone over them. Oh, good night, nurse.
Bulldog on the floor by Kid Kool on the Salvatore Rinauro.
With a spin. And Sal hits, of course, nose first. What else? However, neither Sal Rinauro nor Kid Kool are going to win this opportunity to face Slim J for the Junior Heavyweight Championship outside the ring If Kid makes it back into the ring, perhaps he has a win waiting for him to be a count-out. No, but in Battle Royal, it's over the top rope or nothing. And Kid Kool pushing to the crowd. He's heading up to that top turnbuckle.
Yeah, he is.
Going up very, very slowly. Coming down a good deal faster. Thanks to Rinauro shaking up that top rope. Kid Kool crushed himself on that top turnbuckle. And that ain't pretty. Rinauro, he's on Wobbly Street. More than normal.
Rinauro, forearm shot to the back. He's going to try to powerbomb him. No, wait a minute. Kid Kool can run it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Junior Heavyweight Mega Rumble. And going on later tonight to face Slim J, Kid Kool.
Looked like Salvatore Rinauro's choice of high-impact maneuvers bit him on that butt. And there's nobody, repeat, nobody who knows Sal Rinauro more than Kid Kool. End result, Kid Kool meeting Slim J for the Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Fans, the Wildside Tag Team Champions, TNT, supposedly a part of this tag team tournament. Oh, what's the... Get out of here, you little twit. TNT apparently now being handed a note that they've got an award that they want to share with the fans here at the NWA Arena coming up next, and it has something to do with this tournament.
Welcome back to a special Fright Night edition of NWA Wildside. As you just saw a few moments ago, Kid Kool won that elimination match, so he will be facing Slim J for the Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship. And that was just a small portion of Fright Night 2002.
We spoke again before of the monumental main event of Fright Night 2002, the barbed wire match. The match that ended the rivalry between the original Chosen One, Rick Michaels, and the Soul Assassin, Rain Man. Barbed wire wrapped around 2 sets of the ring ropes. Barbed wire boards on the outside of the ring. A barbed wire baseball bat, barbed wire brass knucks, and a whole hell of a lot more. The match, again, not going to be shown on Wildside Television, only available on the Wildside Fright Night 2002 home video. That barbed wire match was unbelievable in itself. Rick Michaels, your victor. But what happened after was a criminal act all its own, quite possibly more grotesque than the barbed wire match itself. And a picture speaks 1,000 words. Here he comes, here he comes! Get that son of a bitch, Iceberg! I don't give a about you, Rick Michaels! I hate you, and you are gonna die, whether it's Rain Man, or Iceberg, or anybody else! You are never gonna survive in this promotion! You are to me, and I want you dead! And that's exactly what's gonna happen! Get on him, Iceberg! Get on him! I want him in the hospital tonight! Rick Michaels, you're leaving this building on a stretcher, one way or another! Son of a bitch.
I'm just assuming that this whole tag team tournament,
Guys,
in many ways, has got to rub these guys somewhat in the wrong way.
But it's to my best understanding that you guys are going to be participating in the tag team tournament tonight.
Thank you, Todd. As you can see, higher so they can hear me. We are not dressed to wrestle tonight. We're going to get to that in a second. First of all, we want to say how happy we are that Wildside has decided to host a tournament to honor us as champions. Because after all, that's what everyone's going for, our tag titles, isn't it? You see, everybody knows that Wildside hosts the best tag teams in the country. Now you bring the other promotion tag teams, you now have the best tag team in the tournament.
lot of Tony Stradlin's fans. None of them here tonight, of course.
I'd ask you not to disrespect me, because I've got something to say. We have come out here to say that when we put our titles on the line, we only go against opponents that have earned a shot against us. So far, no one has earned a shot. You see, lowering us to the level of the rest of these teams, making us fight for our own titles, that's like a breast without nipples. It's just not right.
Ouch. The very quotable Tony Stradlin.
On that note, we would like to bring out the real person in charge here. Jeff G. Bailey, if you would, please come on out. We'd like to hear your decision on this.
Todd Sexton calling out Wildside CEO Jeff Bailey. Seeing Jeff Bailey reminds me when I actually used to own a little weasel back in my college days, but that's another issue for another day altogether. TNT want Jeff Bailey out here, apparently to lay down the law.
You know, I was out here listening to these, and I've had Big Business Brown on the phone all day, guys, and he's been chewing in my ear, getting on my nerves, but he is completely right, just as everything you said was true, that would you shut the hell up when I'm talking? For God's sake, if you talk, you're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying, and I know you need to pay attention. Now, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I don't like you holding it. Give me the damn thing. TNT, as the champions, should not be in a tournament for their belts. The tournament is to see who gets the title shot. And guys, I hate to tell you, Blackout is in the tournament, and you will see Blackout tomorrow night. But tonight, you do not have to wrestle. You get a bye to the finals as champions, but in the finals, you are going to have to wrestle Blackout, which is the way it should be, to have the two best teams in this tournament wrestle each other. And I know all you fans agree with that the two best teams should be in the finals.
I'm still going to have to concur with Bailey on a point there. However, out comes NWA, former NWA Vice President Bill Behrens.
I'm not shaking your hand. Jeff, beautiful job. Okay, we'll go with that. TNT, you get a bye all the way to the finals. Congratulations. But if that's fair, I think a couple other things are fair too. Let's go back a little bit in time. The only reason you have your tag team titles is because of the interference of Big Business Brown in your match with the Briscoe brothers. If he hadn't interfered, you all would never be champions. In fact, I think you're paper champions. So here's the first thing. The Briscoe brothers will be in competition, but in the second round, they're going to get a bye. And recently, you went up to Combat Zone Wrestling. I couldn't give a damn about Combat Zone, but you went up representing us. You went up representing Wildside. And you had your punk-ass pins in the middle of the ring.
Good point.
And it was done by the Backseat Boys. So when they defeated you, they earned a right to get a bye to the second round. So the Backseat Boys will get a bye, the Briscoe brothers will get a bye, and yes, you'll be seeing them in the finals after they go through the second round. And Bailey, you're talking about Blackout. Blackout has to make it through the Royal Stud Adam Windsor and the living legend Dory Funk Jr.
That is definitely a sense of fair play.
Behrens, I don't know what you're talking about. You're obviously trying to stack the deck against TNT and Blackout, the two best teams in this tournament. But I'm telling you now, just like a coward, you turned your back and walked away because, my God, I'll kick your ass right here in this ring tonight. And, guys, you showed a lot of restraint, not beating him up, because you're true champions. But you'll be in the finals, and Blackout will be in the finals, and nothing that old fool says or does is going to change that. Here, kid.
However, now TNT, obviously by vestige of those tag team titles, yes, they get a bye to the finals.
Tag made into the original chosen one, Rick Michaels. Well, we know his history. He's got to have a lot on his mind because he does have this matchup in this tag team tournament, and he's got to be concentrated on going far in this tournament. However, on the other hand, tomorrow night, he main events the card, going against his arch nemesis, the Soul Assassin Rain Man, in the first ever barbed wire match in the NWA Arena. Big arm drag there by Rick Michaels.
And Rick Michaels, as you know, is no stranger to tag team gold and tag team acclaim. At one time paired up with the Messiah of the Spinebuster, David Young. Together they are Bad Attitude and former NWA tag team champs themselves. But Rick Michaels and Chris Michaels are a true tested commodity. But then again, so sex, love, and money. The very first match in this tag team tournament.
Hip toss. I don't know what kind of litmus test you gave sex, love, and money, but here on Wildside, their commodity hasn't been tested too highly.
Pin attempt by the original chosen one. Way too early on in the match.
Double Irish whip. Paraback elbow. Brad Hunter in the ring, catching a pair double chop. Ron Alexander getting the save.
Rick Michaels and Chris Michaels are truly of one mind here this evening.
Now, many of these tag teams representing a certain company or a region, sex, love, and money, very dominant throughout the North Carolina scene. Now trying their hand here in Wildside, trying hard to advance in the tag team tournament. They've certainly got the look, but do they have the skill to put that together and parlay it into a tag team tournament win? Would be a huge upset, no doubt.
That it would be. They've often considered themselves kings of Raleigh, North Carolina, while the crowd here is kind of calling them kings and queens of Raleigh.
Uppercut by Hunter. Lateral press by Chris Michaels. The brothers of different mothers. Rick and Chris Michaels, I've always wanted to say that.
Well, now you said it. Don't bring it up again.
Damn it.
Apparently pinning the shoulders of Chris Michaels down for that 3 count is a tough task indeed. Brad Hunter's finding out firsthand. And there's the all too familiar non-tag. I never get tired of that. Note the sarcasm.
And it's original, too. Fireman's carry into a slam by Sean Alexander. Yeah, that was stellar. Big splash. That was pretty impressive. Rick Michaels in there to break it up. The Michaels non-brothers they're actually confusing me. They look very similar. I've seen Rick Michaels wrestle hundreds of times.
Well, I tell you, if Chris Michaels is able to confuse Sex, Love, and Money as much as they're able to confuse Dan Wilson, they will definitely be advancing in this tag team tournament. Another powerful diversionary tactic in order to get Rick Michaels involved, so there's some double teaming from Sex, Love, and Money on poor Chris Michaels, who's getting his butt handed to him pretty much steadily for the last 2 minutes.
Snapmare takeover by Sean Alexander.
Very clever, I think. And interestingly, how the pairings of this tag team tournament were assembled by the matchmakers here at Wildside, that we couldn't have asked for a more classic, brutal matchup with the Dobbins brothers facing total destruction, finally, in a formal match, and it is part of this tag team tournament later on in this edition.
Definitely. Total Destruction asked for it, and they received the Dobbins brothers in the first round. And who's going to be able to contain that match anyway? Good grief.
My sympathy to any referee. Let's hope it's Andrew Thomas.
by Chris Michaels. Beautiful counter there. He's taken the majority of the punishment here.
But Chris Michaels is nowhere near the tagging hands of the original Chosen One. He's got quite a lot of road to hoe to make that tag. Tag is made.
Scoop and a slam by Rick Michaels. Big clothesline. High back body drop.
It seems to be breaking down at the NWA arena. Rick Michaels and Brad Hunter. And it's Sean Alexander. Oh, big mule kick. And Sean Alexander might be down for the 3 count. No, gets a shoulder up as well as Brad Hunter breaking up all pretty much at the same time.
Hunter was very close there. We almost saw Alexander pinned. And now Specs Love and Money with a double choke slam there.
Rick Michaels would break up that pin. Quite a seesaw affair. This tag team matchup here is.
Michaels ducks a clothesline. There's the double shot.
And if I know Rick and Chris Michaels, here comes the triple shot. And Rick and Chris Michaels advance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Rick and Chris Michaels. They're going to be advancing now to the second round.
A hard-fought victory from Rick and Chris Michaels. Next, Dagon Briggs and one of our favorites, Mr. Wonderful, Jacey North, tangle with the Lost Boys as the Tag Team Tournament Invitational continues.
Paul Orndorff's coming up.
NWA presents TNA, total non-stop action, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on pay-per-view.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Great action.
And I tell you, if there was ever a team in this tournament that had something to prove tonight, it would be the Lost Boys. Lost Boys have been on the end of a bitter feud with TNT that saw them get screwed time in and time out. They were put down to the line. Seemingly maybe Jesse Bailey had something to do with it when teams that had come in and not had a win in the building, the Lost Boys put forth an elimination match. They had to defeat Divine Storm just to get in the tournament. The Lost Boys really have something to prove here tonight. They want the Wildside Tag Team titles back. They want to win the tournament, and they want to shut the detractors the hell up.
And that is more than a bit of a handful. That's quite a road to hoe for the Lost Boys. But when it comes to Wildside successful tag teams, I'd say the Lost Boys are really high on that list, despite a spate of recent bad luck.
Gabriel in the ring with Mr. Delicious, Jacey North.
Jacey North going out of his way to make himself appear not so much more of a sort of comedy figure that he seems to have fallen into. Coming out here wearing Trojan extra large size t-shirts is not a way of going about it exactly.
Tag made into the Angel of Death, and Aswell drops a pair of knees to the back of Mr. Delicious.
And Azrael keeping Jacey North away from the tagging hands of Dagon Briggs. A very Anderson-like tactic, although I don't believe I've ever seen Gene Anderson do that. But
double stomp to the back by Gabriel, and he goes right back to the arm wringer, taking a hammerlock side headlock there by Gabriel. Very fundamentally sound. Rick Michaels is professional trainer, so he definitely knows his fundamentals and knows them well. Irish whip reversal, then shoulder tackle, down goes Mr. D. Up and over, roll through by Gabriel. Irish whip by Gabriel, goes for a hip toss, connects. Mr. Delicious counters with a hip toss of his own. Deep arm drag by Gabriel, the Archangel. Mr. Delicious going for an arm drag, but Gabriel counters there beautifully with an arm bar.
Perhaps gaming for a concession out of Mr. D. I don't believe Mr. D has ever conceded, although he's fainted a couple of times in the ring, but... Oh!
He's looked at Adryan, known for those patented kicks. And he'll kick the fool out of you. He'll kick your head off if given the opportunity. And look at him go. The Angel of Death. Couple of kicks. Leg lariat to the back of the head on Dagon Briggs.
And a bit of a miscommunication between North and Dagon Briggs.
And the Archangel flying to the outside.
Lands on his feet, no less.
And Adryan going to town.
I don't know if they're educated feet, but pretty damn dangerous for her.
Well, educated's probably not the word, but certainly lethal.
Winning friends and influencing people.
Time warp by the Lost Boys. 2 count only. And the Lost Boys, for the first time in a long time, underdogs in a situation. Not in this matchup necessarily, but the odds of winning the tournament are not in their favor. Look at Adryan. He just doesn't care. He's got no regard for human life, and he's got no compassion for anybody when he's swinging those feet like a wild man.
And those fists are almost about as dangerous. What a powerful, powerful team the Lost Boys are. And Dagon Briggs and Mr. D, they don't seem to be working quite as cohesively as they initially would have hoped. Of course, having 7 at a ringside is a bit of a diversion, isn't it?
I don't know if that's a positive diversion for anybody. And 7 getting involved and a flatliner there. And the winner of this matchup is slated to get the winner of the Dobbins Brothers Total Destruction match, but also we know that it looks like the backseat boys have a bye as well, so that could end up being a 3-way dance there. And what a 3-way dance, what a contrast in style that would be. You saw Death Valley Driver powerbomb by Adryan earlier. And that could have very well been a knockout blow. And look at that, the Angel of Death destroying the face of Mr. Delicious. But oh goodness gracious! Dagon Briggs quick to the aid of his partner by pulling down the top rope as the Angel of Death, Adryan, came crashing down in a million pieces onto the arena floor. Tope suicida by Mr. Delicious.
With an assist from Dagon Briggs. I don't think I've ever seen a tope administered quite like that with an assist from a tag team partner.
I've never seen a tope look quite like a flying penis coming through the second rope.
A flying penis.
Hey, take a look at him. It speaks for itself. I'm not making this crap up.
Well, at least Mr. Delicious and Dagon Briggs go to the same barber. After this match, I believe Mr. D might be visiting his dentist Monday morning.
Oh, is that the Braille barber call it?
I hear they're out of sight.
Excommunicator on the Dagon Briggs. And this one's over. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners, advancing to the second round, the Lost Boys.
Total Destruction, Sean Royal, Rusty Riddle are finally, oh boy, finally going to get their hands on the Dobbins brothers as part of this tag team tournament. Sean Royal trying to shake Dan Wilson out of his shoes. Wait a second! Al Guest, former Wildside commissioner and former play-by-play guy, back with us again. Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, Wildside Commissioner Al Guest, welcome back.
Good to see Al Guest back.
Wait a minute, you owe us some damn beer. Last time you were here,
I knew you were going to bring that up, Rusty. I want to tell these people, they all know I used to be the commissioner here in Wildside. And I just want to say it's great to be back in Cornelia.
Good to have you back, Al.
What a lot of people don't know is that me and Big Man right here, we go way back to 1995. 7 years I've known him. We'll save that for later. but we also happen to work out at the same gym. And lately he's been telling me...
Uh-oh. Poor Al.
They don't believe me. I taught him everything he knows about working out.
Took 5 minutes.
But when he told me what happened with these two guys, the Dobbins brothers, and how they like to jump total destruction from behind, I knew that the first chance they got to meet him face-to-face in the ring was going to be an ass-whipping that I wanted to see. And whatever Al wants, Al gets. But you know, when I was in the dressing room, I saw that the time limit for all of these first-round matches is only 15 minutes. Now, Rusty, I know you want to hurt these guys, and I know it's going to take you more than 15 minutes to beat them within an inch of their worthless lives. Sean, I know it's going to take him more than 15 minutes to twist those two fat guys up into a pretzel and then just kick the stuffing out of them. So I called in a favor. With my good friend Bill Behrens, and this match, this first-round match, has no time limit. We don't care if it takes all night. Total Destruction is going to take those two punks, the Dobbins brothers, and they're going to stop a hole in them. Because whatever Al wants...
Al gets. Yes, we got it, Al.
Al gets.
Okay, Al.
Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup now, no time limit. Introducing their opponents.
So I guess this match goes beyond what we have left scheduled in this hour-long Wildside episode. You folks watching Wildside home video, it's a non-issue.
Oklahoma. They are Jason and Chad, the Dobbins boys.
So hopefully we'll be able to complete this matchup for you next week if it goes over the TV time we have remaining here this week along the Wildside Television Network. And again, if you're fortunate enough to watch this on Wildside Home Video, you'll be seeing this match in all of its violent splendor. Oh boy, and it's breaking down right immediately, not even in the ring. Andrew Thomas knows not what to do here. There's no time limit, but good heavens, shots and punches aplenty.
Good God, what a fight!
Oh, Lord! Chad heads back first into the security railing. Sean Roll having his way there. Jason Dobbins and Rusty Riddle having it out. Oh, there. These two teams are setting new levels of violence here at Wildside. Chad and Jason Dobbins make their way back into the ring. Sean Royal and Rusty Riddle with chairs like they're not dangerous enough by themselves.
Well, the Dobbins boys made their debut by sitting in the front row, jumping the rail, and attacking Total Destruction. Brought in from an outside source here in Wildside. We still don't know who that outside source was. We do not know who the benefactor of the Dobbins boys is. We don't know anything about their past. They refuse to answer any questions as to why they hate Total Destruction so damn much. Does it have something to do with the past of either individual? Maybe Rusty Riddle from his days in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Maybe Sean Royal back to his days in the New Breed with Chris Champion. Who is involved here, and why are the Dobbins brothers here? Maybe they just saw Total Destruction as the biggest, baddest sons of bitches on the block and wanted to make an impact by knocking them off. Who knows? But what I do know is that this is a fight. 4 men standing over 6'4" apiece, weighing almost 300 pounds apiece, beating the teetotal pits out of one another.
Subtlety, not one of your positive points there. Well, the point is, what kind of connection is there? Could it possibly be a Dusty Rhodes connection? Dusty Rhodes training both the Dobbins brothers and Rusty Riddle and Sean Royal participating in wrestling organizations where Dusty Rhodes played a major role in there. Good heavens. How Sean Royal was able to get Jason Dobbins up. Where's that Chad? No, it's definitely Jason in the ring. Or it probably feels like somebody else at the moment.
Jason Dobbins dropped on his head, learning quickly from the background of Sean Royal, trained professionally by Japanese legend Hiro Matsuda down in Florida. Sean Royal is one of the nastiest of the bunch. Sean Royal now already got a busted nose in this encounter. That's how quickly and how brutal this matchup's going to get. Look at Sean Royal. He's bleeding.
Look at that kick out from Jason Dobbins.
Dobbins showing a lot of firepower earlier, duck on the clothesline. Clothesline by Rusty Riddle. Tweed trunk-like arms pounding you across the throat. These are four big men. This is a painful encounter to watch.
This hour flying, but Total Destruction can't believe their luck in actually meeting up with the Dobbins brothers. This team, the Dobbins boys, actually left Total Destruction laying on two separate occasions. No other team has ever been able to pull that off. The Dobbins brothers have in fact done that. But tonight they might be paying for the honor.
Double Irish whip by the Dobbins boys, double back elbow.
And it's Chad on top of Rusty Riddle. Still a lot of fight left in Rusty Riddle. When it comes to Total Destruction, there's plenty of fight. And once again, for the third time, the blood of Total Destruction is already being spilled here, courtesy of Chad and Jason Dobbins.
Tells you how dangerous these guys really are. Big stomp by Sean Royal.
And it's
suplex there.
From the high-tech redneck. He's having a hard time even seeing with blood that's streaming into his eyes.
Good grief.
The chop-a-thon.
These guys slapping the ever-loving hell out of each other and neither man budget. The four hombres you don't want to tangle with anywhere. I wouldn't take $1 million to fight Sean Royal.
Oh, an attempt at a belly. And a pretty damn good attempt.
Hard-hitting action.
Unbridled violence.
Could be the easy rider.
Oh,
good grief. The side of the Dobbins boy just too much for Total Destruction after the physical nature of this encounter.
Not that damage wasn't done, but I think some damage was done to Rusty Riddle in the attempt.
That was something that Sean Royal didn't really want to do there.
Certainly not. Hopefully Rusty will be pretty understanding.
DDT by Sean Royal. And Rusty Riddle goes hard into the guardrail. Wait a minute, Ed. Gets pulled out Andrew Thomas.
Just as Sean Royal was pinning Jason Dobbins, Al gets pulling. What's this? I thought Al and Total Destruction were tight with each other.
Wait a minute. This reeks.
Something's up here. Total Destruction having words.
We question the benefactor of the Dobbins. Was it Al Getz all along?
Al Getz being the benefactor? They seem to be mutual exclusive terms, but Al is cheering on the Dobbins boys. Hard to believe. What is that? Andrew Thomas is trying to break up these two.
That slimy bastard.
And a swipe from Chad Dobbins knocks down Andrew Thomas.
This fight's still going on here. Look at these guys. And Sean Royal is bleeding a bucket.
Referee Al Getz jumping on the back of Rusty
What
Riddle.
the
My
hell?
God.
Has that fool lost his mind?
Why would anybody jump on the back of Total Destruction? But apparently it's Al Getz who sent the Dobbins boys to go after Total Destruction. The dressing room is empty, now trying to break up these two behemoth tag teams. Good luck, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wildside senior official Andrew Thomas has disqualified both teams. The official decision, a double countout. Both teams have been eliminated from the tournament.
So where this places the Lost Boys next participants in the tag team tournament, that's a big question mark there. But immediate taking a look at things right away here. The Dobbins boys and Total Destruction resolved absolutely nothing here this evening. And now we have determined that it's Al Getz, former Wildside Commissioner Al Getz, who has sicked the Dobbins boys on total destruction. There's a story to be told here, Dan.
Oh, there's a whole lot we don't know, and Rusty Riddle's breaking away from the pack, and Sean Royal's going.
It's taking the entire security force and the Wildside dressing room trying to break up these two teams. How on earth are you going to stop the Dobbins boys or Total Destruction from doing everything they want to do? Finally, the Dobbins boys and Al Getz being escorted out, of all people.
I should have known.
No, I shouldn't know. Who'd ever guess that? The things that he's done, I mean, he's a bit of an odd sort. But his actions over the past couple of years, there's no indication of what he was capable of here this evening.
We know his history with the Boogaloo crew, going back several years here in Wildside, but Al Getz, the benefactor, the reason behind the attacks on Total Destruction, the benefactor of the Dobbins boys.
Will wonders never cease? But the point remains that Total Destruction have not resolved anything with the Dobbins brothers. This is a feud that is getting past the point of being out of control here.
What are we going to do? You got 4 guys over 6'4" apiece, almost 300 pounds, and they're going to go down swinging. Rules of a wrestling match aren't going to apply there, fans. We're going to have to get something done about that and get those 4 in the ring, and damn it, get them in the ring now.
This is definitely not the first time that Royal has shed blood, and it damn sure ain't gonna be the last. Know this, boys, you have just opened a gold mine in the ass-whipping department. You have unlocked the most lethal weapon walking the face of the earth. And the name speaks for itself, Total Destruction. Now, Bill, no DQ, that's fine. No time limit, that's fine. What's that famous word? Whatever. What the ever, Bill? You sign them boys up. Let's lock the damn front doors with chains, deadbolt the back doors, get all the boys out to go all the way around the effing building so they can't run. They can't get away. And let's turn it on.